Okay, thanks. Once more, welcome to Justin Crypto Empire. We are happy to have you here tonight for this interesting interactive AMS section with you, Jerry V. Hall. Once again, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Justin. I'm glad to be here. How would you like to proceed?
Yeah, to start off the day, we would like you to give us a brief introduction about yourself and possibly your crypto background.
Okay, excellent. My name is Jerry V. Hall. I am 59 years old. I turned 60 this year. I am by trade and by career a general contractor. I come from Northern California, currently living in Costa Rica. I retired in 2015, where I began a journey of learning and trying to understand the world from a different perspective than a contractor living in Northern California. And that journey led me to one of the biggest discoveries of my life, and that was what I thought I understood about money was completely wrong. And so, starting in about November of 2015, shortly after my retirement, I started a journey of learning around financial literacy. So I started my journey to understand what is money, how does it work, what forces dictate its availability, its accessibility, its appreciation or depreciation, and that journey started me off on this experience. I started a YouTube channel. I would interview investors and people who understood monetary policy. I started gleaming that there was this whole world emerging. Late 2017, I got introduced to Bitcoin. Bitcoin was this incredible Pandora's box for me. This new journey of learning and discovery, which led me to obviously many of the other crypto projects that I have since gotten involved with over these years. And I'll tell you in the listening audience here that the journey of learning has probably been the single most valuable thing. This experience is, I just really enjoy learning. I've become actually pretty good at studying things. I find things that pique my interest all the time. And so what does that, and how does that background bring me to where we are today? It's pretty simple. My YouTube channel created some great relationships with people. And one of those relationships connected me to a startup company that created a network for artificial intelligent agents to not only interact with each other on an extremely secure and extremely fast network, but to also be able to transact with each other. And so this was a very novel thing in 2023 for me to start reading and understanding the interaction and transaction by an actual AI agent without a human being being involved. That to me was pretty revolutionary. And what I've just described for you was literally the opening statement of the friend that introduced me to Hypercycle, which I am currently a core team member of. I say core team member because I've worn many hats over the last 2 years. And so, and I am absolutely certain I will wear many more hats in the future. My journey with Hypercycle led me to a joint venture project that Hypercycle started called Hyper Appliance, which is basically a hardware company building hardware solution for people at their homes, as well as small to medium-sized enterprises who are looking to not only capitalize on these new technologies, but also participate in the growth of the industry as a whole. And so between Hypercycle and Hyper Appliance, I'm pretty busy in this space of AI computation, which led Justin to reaching out to me to say, hey, Jerry, your project is interesting. we'd like to talk about it. Perhaps we could put together an AMA, hence why we are gathered here today. How's that for a start, Justin?
That's great. That's great. Thank you for that powerful switch of yours. I so much appreciate. From your explanation, I can see that you are an OG already, a Bitcoin OG already. You were opportune to be early on Bitcoin, and that's great. Well done. Well done. Yeah.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I can go on.
No, I just said thank you. Go ahead.
You're welcome. From the explanation, you pointed it out that you joined the Hypercycle thing. Are you I previously thought you are the owner of the project.
So previous to me joining the Hypercycle team, I'll be honest, I was unaware of Hypercycle. It was through a fellow YouTuber that I got introduced to Hypercycle immediately as somebody who might be able to help Hypercycle build community. I'm no stranger to being on camera. I'm no stranger to public speaking. And it was just a natural fit when I was introduced to the Chief Revenue Officer and CEO of Hypercycle, and immediately we created a relationship, which led to my initial role with Hypercycle was literally a brand ambassador. In a sense, mutated into, a wild card. I do many things at many different times. So depending upon what time of the day would depend on what kind of hat I'm wearing. Did that answer your question, Justin?
Perfect, perfect. In fact, I'm amazed. Initially, with the motivation and dedication you put into the project, I thought you are the founder already, but I can see you joined the project. I really love that. One thing I appreciate about in this space is collaboration. I believe when we collaborate to some good extent, you can be able to produce something amazing. As already doing with the Hypercycle. So well done, well done. So,
Thank you.
uh, please, can you just give us a bit? Can we know about the other partners or other founders with you in Hypercycle?
Sure. All right. So Hypercycle has 3 founders. First is Dr. Ben Gortzel, famous from the Singularity Net crypto ecosystem. Dan Tolliver, a co-author of the TOTA protocol, which is a foundational piece of technology in the Hypercycle tech stack. And the other co-author of the TOTA protocol, Tufi Saliba. Those 3 men came together and saw that 2 very, 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 I'll just say, special and unique technologies, when put together with some other secret sauce, could create not only a scalable but secure ledgerless blockchain for AI agents to not only interact but to transact with each other. So they could convey the value efficiently between each other. They could negotiate the contract that value would be settled upon. And they could execute the contract with a AI module, an agent performing the actual AI computational request. These things put together create what we call a hypercycle computation node. And that is the basis of the hypercycle network. So those 3 men are the co-founders. Tufi Saliba is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Dan Tolliver is the Chief Technical Officer. And Dr. Ben Gortzel obviously is very busy with Singularity Net and all the other things he's doing. So he's merely a co-founder.
Wow, that's great. That's great. From your description, you can see that these are amazing charts you are experiencing what they are doing. But I just have this question. You said that Hypercycle, one of the functions of Hypercycle is to aid the communication of one AI to another. Is this feature
Yes.
in full development now?
Yes. Matter of fact, the protocol works. So Hypercycle is currently working. Hypercycle is currently working in, I'll use crypto terms, live net capacity, specifically for a global organization called the YMCA. The YMCA and Hypercycle did a joint venture project called HyperY. This is easily confirmable by a simple Google search. And you can see that over 1,200 YMCA offices around the globe are leveraging Hypercycle technology to give their membership access to an entire host of various AI tools. And more AI tools will continue to be available as more and more AI tools get adopted onto the network.
Wow.
Go ahead,
Wow.
Justin.
Yeah, sorry. I'm here with you. And also from the explanation there, it's clearly stated that the finality of this super cycle, hyper cycle, is unprecedented. The speed is unprecedented, and the efficiency too. Entirely with the scalability. So I'm just thinking: is there no way we can be able to estimate the results of this platform?
That is really difficult, and I'll tell you why. Most blockchain programs have certain limitations that are known, right? They're known limitations. Transactions per second, that's a limitation. It's built in. They understand that into the blockchain. The amount of capacity for each block is a known entity. That these things don't change, right? They don't change. They're static. And so one of the things that you have to understand and what makes Hypercycle so different than any blockchain project is that each actual node on the network creates its own capacity for throughput, transactions per second, and scalability. As new nodes come on to the network, and currently we have over 600,000 nodes deployed on the network, as more nodes come on the network, the capacity of the network increases exponentially because the total protocol is not bound or constrained by limitations of a blockchain. We're technically a layer 0. Toda IP is not a blockchain, although it has a blockchain like consensus algorithm and a way to store transaction information so that there is immutable proof and zero knowledge proofs to associate with these transactions. But the architecture of a what would be popularly known blockchain is really something that constrains the ability to scale. So, what am I saying? In plain, simple English, each new node on the network allows the network to scale. Does that make sense?
Sure, sure, sure. Though I'm not that AI savvy or techie savvy, but I think I'm getting along with what you're saying.
Okay.
Um, let's just say I want to contribute to this node. How can I or my community members or our listeners tonight be able to contribute to the node?
Sure. So there's actually a lot of ways. One of the things that people need to understand about all computation is that it is a simple recipe. Okay? The simple recipe for computation, whether it's computing tasks on a Bitcoin blockchain, whether it's producing a Google search for you on your computer at home, or it's participating in the Hypercycle network and family of products and services, is electricity running through a chip, some processing unit, powering some software. That recipe of compute, people can participate on many levels, right? You could you could put solar panels on your home, produce electricity, and have a machine in your house running other people's software. That'd be one way to participate. You could buy a specialized device that gives you access to thousands of AI agents that your electricity in your home is powering the device, and you're choosing which AI agents you want the world to have access to through your device and sell that compute. You could create software that gets used by people in the world, and it doesn't have to be AI, right? It could be a tool that uses AI to create a new service. It could be normal software that isn't actually even AI, right? So, electricity running through a chip powering software is the value and the entire industry of compute. And your audience would be well served starting to understand that stack. Electricity running through hardware, powering software. The world is going to need a poop ton more of compute. So, can your audience have influence on creating more electricity? Absolutely. Does your audience have the ability to put chips into play to power software? Absolutely. Does your community have the ability to access and deploy software that can be monetized as a service? The answer is absolutely. So when you ask me how can your community get involved with Hypercycle, it's where do they want to get involved? That's the question. Yes, it's a simple of course. Where do you want to get involved?
Great, great. In fact, I'm getting to enjoy this more. Through I've gone through the website, but the way you've been explaining it to a very low level, I think I'm enjoying it more. Thank you for those wonderful explanations. I
You're
believe
welcome.
everybody here have access to electricity. Uh, yes, I believe we all here can be able to contribute in one way or the other, as he I just mentioned now. Yeah, but basically, how will I go about this? Can I find the information if I really need to contribute or my community want to contribute? How can I get the information? For example, let's say I have a crypto background. I'm a digital trader, a crypto trader, or investor in this space.
Hmm.
How will I go about to get the information on how to do this?
Sure, sure. So Hypercycle has a very robust Telegram community. They're at Hypercycle underscore AI on Telegram. HYPERCYCLE underscore AI on Telegram. That very same handle on X gets you included into a very robust 40,000 member X community on what used to be called Twitter. Obviously, we're doing other socials, Instagram, TikTok. We're on LinkedIn. All of those places you can find the community, and it's really about trying to understand from an individual level, right? On an individual level, what will be the easiest for you to not only get started, but to maintain, right? For me, I chose, because I'm not a developer, I am not going to be contributing AI agents to the network that other people can monetize and use. The path for Jerry, because I'm kind of a non-tech guy, I'm going to buy a box, and I'm going to have that box in my home providing computation for other people, right? One of the things that we take for granted is that through the 2000s, companies like AWS, Microsoft, and Google were building extremely large data centers. These are called hyper-scaling data centers. These are football field long warehouses that require an enormous amount of electricity. And see, one of the things as AI's demand for compute grows, as the world's demand for compute grows, which is growing year over year over year, the ability to continue to build those hyper-scaling data centers, which you might understand them as, if I say it like this, everything that you think is going into the cloud is going into a hyperscaling data center. Well, the power grids around the world cannot take more hyperscaling data centers being created. But the electrical grids across the planet, as well as personal grids that pop up every time somebody puts solar panels on their house, or they have a stream running through their property and they put a hydroelectric generator there. As new electricity is being created in smaller, more efficient jurisdictions, smaller, more efficient computation centers are being built. And that's where people doing it from their home come into play, right? So you have to understand these three verticals very, very intimately and decide where you want to participate. But for me, I'm just doing a box, man. I'm putting a box in my home because I can buy a box. I can work the application on my phone to interact with that box, and I can put that box into the world to compute for other people, no different than the way an Uber driver connects to the Uber network and puts his car into service for the Uber network and monetizes that car, or no different than the way somebody might monetize their second home or a spare bedroom in their home when they plug into the Airbnb network. They are monetizing a spare resource. And that's all that I'm talking about with Hyper Appliance and Hypercycle, is the ability to take your resources that aren't being utilized for the things that you need them for and monetize them, because the demand is just growing exponentially. Go ahead.
Sure, sure. I enjoyed that explanation. Thanks so much, guys. I can tell you that Hypercycle has the best community, one of the best communities you can ever find out in the crypto space. They are active, they are organic, they are ready to help you. So if you really need help in while providing computation to the larger internet audience, please go to their community, or even possibly join their community now to be part of this amazing thing. I believe providing
And just,
computations. Sorry.
well, let me throw a little spiciness in there to your community here. So Everyone in
Exactly.
your community that joins the Hypercycle Telegram group and the Hypercycle account on Twitter, on X, but all you need to do is simply say this word, Jerry sent me. And every person that says Jerry sent me, I will do a drawing and I will provide 2 node factories to 2 winners. So 2 people from your community can win a complete node factory as a like a thank you for learning a little bit about Hypercycle today.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. We so much appreciate for that. Guys, you've heard it. Please, I believe if you can, kindly get into the community, the Telegram community, just write the keyword there. Jerry sent me. And also go to the Telegram community, the X community, that's Twitter. And also say to Jerry sent me. Sorry, brother, do you have a Discord account?
You know, I believe they're building one, but I don't have the link to it right this minute. I think it's under construction.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
Guys, for now,
sorry about that.
the 2 criteria for you to win a wonderful note from Jerry is for you to join the S community or Telegram community and simply tag Jerry sent me. And with that, you can be able to win an amazing prize. So thank you so much for that wonderful giveaway given to my community. So much appreciate for your empowerment, so to speak. Thank you.
Yeah. Do any
So,
of the listeners that are with us today, Justin, have any questions?
yeah, are we about to get to that? Definitely
Okay.
there should be some. Yeah, I was able to see that the projects also have an amazing token of its own. So please, would you like to just give us a background info of the
Yeah.
Hypercoin? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let me warn your audience. Okay. Hypercycle does have an ERC20 token, but please do not go buy the ERC20 token by itself and think that it will gain value. This is not a crypto project. Our ERC20 token has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to be married to an 1155 NFT. When you marry a minimum of 1,024 HYPC ERC20 tokens to a single level 10 NFT, you create what we call a node factory. Your node factory is your license to participate on the Hypercycle network, and each one of the tokens over time will become its own node on the network. So when somebody invests $120 for an 1155 license from nodemarket.io and marries it on the dap.hypc app through the creation wizard, and they marry it to 1,024 separate ERC20 tokens by using the DApp and their Ethereum-based wallet connect, they create this node factory, and this node factory is capable of running AI algorithms, facilitating transactions, and obviously, and this is one of the most important parts, writing the smart contracts for the work, and all being managed from a DApp called Node Manager. Really simple stuff. So please, again, do not buy a token unless you're going to buy a license and marry them together. And here's a little special bonus for everybody that does build a node factory before May 12th. You will receive a node factory on the base chain like an airdrop. We will be doing a snapshot of the Ethereum chain for every wallet that is containing a node factory, not tokens and not licenses. They have to be married together. But those tokens and those licenses married together, becoming node factories, you will get a airdrop based node factory. That's kind of cool. So for every node factory that you build, 1024 HYPC tokens and an ERC 1155 NFT married at the hypypc.dap, you will get a complimentary node factory on base. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I believe that's great. Guys, as you've heard it, this is not your normal cryptocurrency.
No,
You
not
go
at all.
yeah. So it's a more of a token, primary for Hypercycle, just to maintain the community. So please don't go and buy it thinking that you will X it or you X your investment in few days. Please no, unless you want to run a node factory. And you've heard a wonderful giveaway from Jerry. Let's see. Before 12, I believe some of you from our community can be able to run up that. I strongly believe that. So, okay, we will be going into the community questions now. But is there
Okay.
something you want the community to know before
Well,
getting to
yeah,
the...
I do. And I think this is the most important differentiation from the other crypto projects out there. Hypercycle and the Hypercycle node factories give the owners of these node factories an opportunity to participate in an economy by running a business as a node operator, right? Now, the one piece of the puzzle here is you can assign control of your node to people. So you can have somebody operating your node for you. You made an investment in the node factory and you have somebody operating it. No different than if I was to buy a car and have you, Justin, drive it as an Uber driver, right? And you and I split the profit. Same as possible. And so the thing that I want most people to start understanding is that the days of degenerate meme coin profits, the days of buying a coin for a penny and watching it go to $1, those are pretty much gone because the world is growing up. The capital markets have come to crypto. BlackRock has come to crypto. State Street has come to crypto. Wall Street has come to crypto. So how do we earn now in these new economies with this new information? Well, we start businesses, right? We start businesses, and Hypercycle is a way to derive income from an emerging AI industry where there will be eventually billions, possibly trillions of different AI agents interacting for various purposes on internets, just like Hypercycle. So let's take questions.
Okay, thank you so much. We so much appreciate for those a wonderful reminder. Guys, please, I urge you guys to take actions. Please be part of this amazing project. I strongly believe this is going to reward you guys for working so hard. And please, if you have your question, this is the time I believe you can raise your hand so you can be unmuted and ask your question. Please, guys, if you have any question, please do where to raise your hand and you'll be unmuted. Hello, Liv, sis, you can speak now. Please, if you are mic shy, if you are shy coming up to this space, please can you send me a DM send me a DM. Let me edit it out.
Yo, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? What do you mean? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm very happy and I appreciate the way you do explain everything tonight. Thank you very much. But I still have some kind of questions to ask. I don't know if I'm free to go on. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, ask your question.
Okay. I don't know how you guys plan to prevent CB attack in a proof of reputation system. I don't know. Can you please help me with that?
Every transaction emits a zero knowledge proof.
Hello?
Yeah.
I mean, how you guys plan to prevent CB attack in a proof of reputation?
Okay. So when a node on the network has developed a reputation, the minute you plug a node into the network, it is developing a reputation, right? When
Yeah.
it starts interacting with other nodes on the network, that reputation starts to become quantifiable through scoring metrics that are embedded in the licensing of the node. And therefore, trusted nodes, plural, will be able to broadcast their legitimacy before any work or transaction is even accomplished.
Okay.
So it's no different than I would only, I'm not going to take investment advice from somebody I don't know. I'm only going to take advice from people who have reputations that are worth taking advice from. Well, that same reputation scoring is on our network, not to mention the security protocols that are embedded in the TOTA IP, as well as the identity authentication that becomes part of the ERS-64 data structure, which are the two main technologies that built the Hypercycle network.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And again,
You're welcome.
how does the node sharing, like the splitting into 1,024 nodes, technically work? Like, I need to understand it more.
Okay, so that same reputation scoring that I talked about is also a key, and that key will unlock a node so that it can reproduce and create more nodes. That's why we call them node factories. So a node factory, a level 10 node factory, starts with a base level 10 NFT license married with 1024 HYPC tokens. And as it unlocks, when it becomes a level 9, it now has two nodes with 512 tokens in each node. And as it divides, eventually the end of the road is that one node that you started today in 5 years will actually be 1024 individual nodes capable of running 1024 separate AI agents doing different tasks for different amounts of money with different people in different places.
Wow.
And that's why we call them node factories. Now, none of this is easy stuff. None of this is nobody's going to listen to Jerry in a 45-minute AMA and really understand this. But hopefully, what people do walk away from this AMA with is a desire to learn more, right? Go to
True.
our Telegram channel, go to our X channel, go to our website, hypercycle.ai. Try to understand how AI agents are going to produce economy, right? Going to produce
Yeah.
economies that all of us can interact with by just harnessing some of the electricity in our home or paying our neighbor to house our nodes, right? You not everybody's going to want the responsibility of housing a node on their own device. But there's all kinds of flexibility and all kinds of different ways to participate. And so I hope everybody leaves here today with the desire to learn more. And if they do, then I did my job correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. You're really good at that. Thank you. So
You're
I
welcome.
don't
Thank
know.
you.
I still have other questions, but let me give other people a chance.
Thank you very much for those amazing questions. And that was something I wanted to point out. There is no way we all can be able to grasp everything you are trying to explain, Jerry. I believe it takes individual action for us to go back, do some research on our own, and be able to benefit from this amazing opportunity. Thank you for the way you explained that question, those of his questions.
Okay.
Please, someone sent in a message that's Max Ellis. Max Ellis said, you made mention of airdrops as we were explaining before.
Sure. Okay.
And, and I believe that's if we should run notes on the Hypercycle. Please, can you explain this way?
Yes, I can. Okay. So, like I said, if you create a node factory on the Ethereum chain before May 12, every node factory that you do marry, that you create using our DApp, every node factory you create on the Ethereum blockchain before May 12th will get you a corresponding node factory on the base chain as an airdrop. Because the beautiful thing, you know, and I know, your Ethereum address in your wallet is the same address on the base chain. So we will do a snapshot of the Ethereum blockchain. And every single Ethereum address that contains node factories in their wallet, that very same address will get airdropped the base version of the node factory. I don't think I can be any clearer than that.
Personally, I think Max Elvis should be able to grasp that. Max, hope you got the answer to your questions. I believe he does. He's raising up his hand. Hello, Max. You are allowed to speak. Hello, Max. You are allowed to speak, bro. You can go on and speak.
Okay, please. I don't know. I wanted to ask something about the security.
Sorry. This is, I was actually referring to Max, not you. Sorry. Come back to it. I believe Max
Max
is
Elvis.
Elvis. I believe he's a kind of shy of speaking up. Maybe a technical problem. But as please, guys, if you have any question, please do raise up your hand and ask your questions, or send me a DM, or join the community if you don't have. So while we are waiting for community questions, let's listen to Lipsis once more. This is you have the mic, bro.
Okay. I said something about the security. I need to know more about the security. Like I need to know how data is being handled when two AI agents communicate peer to peer.
Well, it's very simple. So the actual smart contract from the AI agent to the other AI agent is conducted between each other. There is no middleman. The transaction or the exchange of value is a direct relationship to that smart contract. Okay? That happens
Okay.
wallet to wallet. There is no middleman.
Wow.
And it's happening in near nanosecond increments, because you got to remember AI, and the reason it's able to move that fast is the TOTA protocol, is the underlying payment protocol. If you are concerned about the actual nuts and bolts of the security elements of the TOTA protocol, they're very easy to go research, because the TOTA protocol is vastly published in many different areas, but specifically, obviously, in any of the TOTA repositories will have the proofs right there.
Okay, thank you. And about
You're
the
very welcome.
interpret, I need to know again if any third-party AI, like let me say OpenAI or Google AI, be integrated into Hypercycle.
Everybody can be integrated into Hypercycle.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
there
really
is no
appreciate.
limitations. There is no limitations. What is limiting? The things that are limiting are the size of your node will depend on what you can run. So not every node will be able to run every AI. Just like every car cannot move everything. There are very large trucks required to move very large objects, right?
Very true. Very true.
Hypercycle is the road, it's not the car. So your node depicts the car. So Hypercycle, the network, is different than your node. Your node is a node on the network. And depending upon how large your node is, would depend how much capacity the chips that are running your node can handle, right? Not everybody can handle a full ChatGPT-4 large language model. That's a lot of data. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on how big your machinery is, how much electricity you have, and the capacity of your nodes. And
Okay.
that's why there are people who will, I know, for instance, people who have master nodes. These master nodes run anywhere from about $70,000, about 70 grand. You could put together a master node, which is completely different than putting together one level 10 node for $200, right? Completely different things. Although they're accessing the same internet, the same network, but they can't perform the same functions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for those wonderful explanations. I believe Lucy
You're welcome.
is satisfied with the answers.
Yeah,
Thank
let's
you
go
guys
ahead
for.
and wrap it. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, Justin. We're just about at an hour, and I've got a bunch of other things to do. But
Oh,
remember, there's there's the giveaways, right? I will give 2 node factories out to 2 of your listeners who join our Telegram community and follow us on X and say Jerry sent me. I will give 2 node factories to 2 random winners, and anybody who creates a node factory by marrying tokens to licenses will receive that corresponding amount of license and amount of nodes on base. So if you get 2 nodes today, we'll give you 2 nodes after the snapshot. If you make 100 nodes today, you'll get 100 nodes airdrop. It's a 1-to-1 comparison. Does that
Wow,
make sense?
thank you. Sure,
You
sure.
want
Thank you so much for that wonderful good gesture of yours. I believe someone there already. I think Jerry is in the community already. Jerry sent something on the community already. I can see him from here. We so much appreciate for those wonderful gestures of yours. We would like to know if there are some other things you want the community to know as we're rounding off now.
No, I think I've said everything I need to say.
Oh, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
honoring our invitation. We are happy to have you. We so much enjoy having this email with you. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Maybe once again later in the future, we hopefully pray to have you in our community once more to educate us. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Justin. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Pura vida.
You too, bro. Right.
All right. Ciao.